Hello and a wonderful good morning to you, wherever you may be in time and space. It is I, Sylvia, coming to you live from extremely stormy Eastbourne by the Sea today for the very last live stream of 2020. Ah, ooh, and what a year it has been. What a year it has been. Whew. Well, you don't really know where to start when you say those words. 2020, what a year this has been. The year in review. Luckily, I am not a news broadcaster. I am a modern energist. And so my perspective on things is in many ways blissfully different. It's been a challenging year for all of us in its own ways, for some of us much more than for others, in so many different ways, on so many different levels. But as I say, as a modern energist, the theme, the thing that I do, the thing that I talk about, the thing that I am all about is learning how to keep our energy bodies strong and work with what there is around us to remain as strong as possible, as strong, as powerful, as happy is the word that we use to sum up a energy body that is actually functioning, that is strong, that is supporting the physical body, that is supporting healthy thinking. That's very, very important, very more important than we probably even know ourselves right now. These strong energy bodies, they can do a lot for us. A lot more than is known and a lot more than we even know. Good morning, dear Roberta Ann. It's lovely to see you here with me this morning. Just talking about 2020 and how glad I am that I don't have to address all the things that have caused suffering, that have caused problems, that have caused stress, and that all I have to talk about is our energy bodies and how we can, as modern energists, keep our energy bodies flowing and keep them strong and keep them doing things that will absolutely help us ourselves stay healthy in mind, body, and spirit, and which also gives us the opportunity to then support other people in the same way, that we have something to give to others, something positive, something encouraging, something that will, help other people likewise stay strong. And that this is an absolute reality. That isn't make believe, it isn't fantasy. It is just something that when we understand, at least the modern energy chart and how we can raise ourselves up and notice when we're going down, when we're starting to think crazy thoughts, when we start to feel depressed and miserable or hopeless for the future, all these things, that we can actually stop and do something about it. And the beauty is that we have got these so many different techniques and ways to literally do something about it. If we start getting distressed or depressed or low or hopeless, and this is something that I really wish more people would know about. I really do. I said this many times throughout this year, is that in the past, perhaps doing energy work was a bit of a hobby for bored people who didn't have anything better to do. And I've always said it's not. It's exactly what we need when the shit hits the fan. This is the knowledge we need when things become hard and dangerous and difficult. That is when modern energy knowledge is needed the most. That's when it begins to really shine, really show the difference it makes to be energy aware and to have an awareness of your own energy levels and those of other people. That's when it shines. That's when you see people riding around and behaving in crazy ways that you can then say to yourself, my God, these people must be stressed, and not be so judgmental and have a way to be a better person. That's all I can say. In my definition, as you know, a better person is somebody who's higher on the energy chart. And it's not something that's given at birth or a special talent or a blessing from the gods, but something that we learn to, strive towards. We want to be better people. People who do modern energy actually want to be better people. They don't want to be eternal victims and eternal, I don't know, people with a grudge or eternally angry and eternally hateful and vengeful. We don't want to be like that. We want to be loving and powerful. And that's totally, totally what modern energy is all about. And it is remarkable that we've come into a time where it is unfashionable to want to be a more empowered, more loving, more stronger person. It's unfashionable. We are being asked to list all our victim statuses, and the more victim points for whatever reason you get, more oppression points you get, the more, I don't know, higher in the hierarchy, in the status you get to become. And that's just exactly 180 degrees reversed from what I've been trying to work towards all my life, which is to have people become better versions of themselves, the best possible versions of themselves they could possibly be, and not to some arbitrary standard of how you are supposed to be, but on an individual level, where an individual's talents start to come to life and they start to shine. And this individual can then make a contribution and give the gift that only they would have to give to their family, to their friends, to their town, to their country, to their society, to all of humanity. So that's what I've always been all about, is to empower individuals. That's what I wanted to do. And that's what I'm going to continue to do in 2021, because basically I can do no other. I honestly can't do anything else. And I'm sorry if that's gone right out of fashion and that it's wrong thing in this day and age to say that you want to empower people rather than comparing victim statuses and feeling bad about yourself and looking for the negative in everything and everyone else. I'm sorry that's unfashionable, but I'm guessing that's the hill I am willing to die on, because that's what my life has been all about. Good morning, Carol Ann. Fantastic. Lovely to see you here with me today on this 27th of December? So anyway, so I wanted to do a little bit of energy magic today, which is another thing that we can do as modern energists. And that is wonderfully spirit raising and empowering again. There's that word again, empowering. Good morning, Verena Biss. Good morning. Lovely to see you. Well, magic. Okay, so I heard this explanation of voodoo a long time ago, and I thought this was really cool. And it said that the slaves in America, they were brought in from various tribes in Africa. They often didn't even speak each other's language because there's millions of them, basically. And they didn't have a shared religion, as it were. Plus, also, they were felt extremely powerless in the physical reality. Their masters told them where to go, where to be, what to do, what to eat, who to mate with, what would happen to their bodies, to their children. They had absolutely no personal power in the heart. And so what they did was they turned to magic. And this was a simple magic, a homemade magic. And this is why sometimes when you see voodoo dolls, they are very simple. They're just like a stick with some cloth scraps on it and some straw for hair. And they then used this magic to empower themselves and help them stay strong and create changes that they could feel, that they could sense, that did them the world of good in their own physical bodies. And I like to think of magic like that. I do. It is not just the domain of the powerless. And I think that's like really, really important. Magic is not just the domain of the powerless. Because if you then go into every secret society, every high up, you go high up and up and up and up in the societies, doesn't matter what they are, whether they are the churches, whether they are philosophical societies, whether there are secret cults of billionaires, doesn't matter what it is. You go higher up and up and up and up and up, and what do you find? Well, you find people getting together and doing magic rituals. There's magic again. So there's that interesting connection that you've got at the bottom, you've got the powerless slaves doing the magic. And right at the top, you've got the most so-called powerful people in the heart. And they do the magic as well. So basically, the only people that are not doing magic are the ones in the middle. The normies, as they are often called in many other fields. Magic is hugely empowering. It is all about using energy work to bring about change in the material world. And I just want to say that if you think that's rubbish, then I would like you to consider that there's the way it works in human beings is that some person has an idea or a dream and they think about it. They think about it and think about it until the time comes that they then start telling other people, engaging them in their activity. And then somewhere way down the line, people start getting the pickaxes and the shovels out and they start building this thing in the heart. Magic is absolutely, if you that thing of thinking of something, making a plan, making a desire, creating something that you want to happen. That's the pathway of magic, and that's always the first step. Without that first step, no cathedral is ever built. No political party comes into existence. No work of art gets made. Nothing happens without that original first thing of where human beings start thinking about something, imagining something, constructing something in the energy worlds first. And only when it's there, nice and firm in the energy world, do we go, and then it filters down the levels and the layers and it turns into the heart. Now, this isn't Harry Potter magic. This is real magic. Real human magic. And the one time in the year people get to do this. The normies get to do this. All the ones from who aren't the most powerful people in the world and the least powerful people in the world, but the ones in between on that scale. The only time of year they get to do that really is New Year's Eve, where various things are done to create some kind of intention for the new year. Just going to say hello to some friends here. Birgit, hello Birgit. Clive, hi, lovely to see you. Heidi, nice that you're here with me. Cool, so let's do some, oh look, I'm tapping my nose here. The magic point in tapping, tip of the nose. Let's do a little bit of magic here. Energy magic. Traditionally, and this is also again something that makes me laugh, you're supposed to give up something that is fun or that you like. Who invented that? I mean, who invented the hard as it is? Seriously, it's like every little thing is designed to just suck the joy out of it. So let's just start with something simple. Instead of giving up something that you love and you like and have a new year with even less of something that you love and you like, let's just turn that around and make a New Year's statement, cast a little magic spell, make a little affirmation, you can call it a little prayer, of something that you want more of, something that you already love, but next year you want more of it. Now that's nice and simple, and it's not, creating Rome in a day. It's simply expanding something that you already have, that you're already good at. So let's just do a little energy magic here. You can do this in the heart position, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just think it or say it. Thinking and saying it at the same time is particular fun. It creates a nice echo in the mind. Okay, it's really simple. Next year, 2021, I want to have more I want to have better. I want to have some surprises with. And then just to make sure that we all know this is a spell, we say, this is my will. Okay, so that's a really simple one, isn't it? So when it comes to the chiming bells into 2021, this is a simple little thing that you can do where you can actually just sit yourself down, find a quiet corner, or do it together with your family if there's lots of you about. Just go and have a little discussion up front. What does this family want more of in 2021? More fun, more togetherness, more love, more joy, more laughter. And then just say that together. We want more laughter. And then right at the end, we'll say, this is our will. I wonder if you'd like to join me quickly to do a little one here for general energy awareness. As though we were a family, the energy family. People who are aware that energy is important. Some might say it's the alpha and omega's energy. I wish more people in the world would know about energy. This is my will. Okay. And that actually is nice because it brings me straight round to another fun thing, and that's to wish for something. To wish for something. This is something that comes across my path every so often, is that people have really limited their expectations, limited their own, they've self-censored themselves to not wish for things or want for things because they don't know how to make them come true. Basically, as simple as that. What is the point of wishing for, I don't know, something younger or something more beautiful or something that will never be? What's the point of me wishing for a gold medal in women's athletics? There is no point in that. I'm 60 years old. It's all too late. I'm fat. This is over. It's never going to happen. So don't wish for it. And in the energy worlds, it doesn't work like that. The wishes are like a flow. And when that flow gets blocked, there's also this whole entrainment that we only get 3 wishes. We keep hearing this, and then we get told that making wishes is somehow something evil, something bad's gonna happen, like in the monkey's paw. And all of that is to stop this wish flow. And it is a flow, and it is an energy flow. So one of the things that I just love is to do a wish flow, and you can really feel how that builds up. You can start with something simple like, I wish I had more money. I wish I had more time. I wish I had more space. I wish I had more friends. I wish I had more crystals. I wish I had more time in nature. I wish I had more power. I wish I had more sunshine. And just keep going with that. Keep going until more and more things come into your awareness. It's like things are rising up from within you. You can call those emotions, I call it energy. Energy that was blocked because we were told you can't have that. And in the heart, this is true. We might not be able to have these things in the heart. But the energy worlds are different. Our energy bodies are different. And this is just healthy and good for you. And it makes you happy. And you can really go to town on all the things. This is again against this empowerment sensation. I wish that the world would wake up and start becoming more loving to each other. I wish men and women should stop fighting. I wish little children had the space to discover their own magic. I wish all the politicians in the world to wake up and go, oh my God, what have I been doing? And it's just a wonderful sensation, even though, it's only energy. It's empowering. You never know. I have found I come away from such sessions with new ideas, with different attitudes, with different thoughts. And many times something good will come of it. Okay. Good morning to Barbara and Fahid. And I'm glad that you guys are here with me this morning. So I was gonna see what would you like to see for 2021? Well, how would you like to go forward into 2021? And I had sort of a moment of revelation with that. Type down a wish in the comments, or a want, or a plan, or sort of a desire, something, that you are going to be wanting more of in 2021 for your incarnation this time round. So I had a thought the other day. As you know, my big thing of 2020 was Star Matrix. Absolutely 100%. It's so powerful, so powerful. It can stand up against even the craziness of this time, and it is enlightening and empowering, so much so on the personal level. Now, Star Matrix is about the best experiences of our lives. So, really, the best thing you can possibly do as a New Year's Eve magic adventure is to really focus down on the best moments of 2021. And I know the best moments of 2020, the year that was. I'm getting ahead of myself. If you have been personally affected by COVID and your relatives have died, it is often possible to think that this year was the worst year of your life. And on the worst timeline, this is true. But it is also true, and I know this is controversial, but I will say it because it's true, that the year also contained star moments. 2020 did contain star moments. It contained these special, precious moments of wonderment, of joy, of love, of connection. They really are there, but it is up to us to make the choice to look for them. It is up to us to make that choice to look for them and to seek them out deliberately, absolutely deliberately. This is possible. It is doable, but the only thing it requires is really the will for that, to go into your memories and not ask for the worst moments, but to ask for the best moments for a change. An example that just comes to my mind was I was very upset when my father died. And the funeral was in midwinter. It was around this time. It was very cold, very, very, my aspect was distraught, really distraught. It was sort of very surprising and not expected at all. So the aspect was exhausted and distraught and tired, and the funeral was over, and people were walking back to their cars to go to the place where the wake was going to be. And the aspect was just a mess. But there was this moment when she was just standing there and looking over and up, and there were some trees with no leaves on them, but they had snow, ice on them. And there was this strange experience of like seeing the sacred writing in the trees, as though the trees were a language, the branches were a language that I can read and that had a message of hope, of spirit, everything's all right. There is a greater reality. And that was amazing. It was really amazing. I don't like using the word God, but it really felt as though I was sent in that moment, essentially a great love letter, a hug from the universe, personally. And it was amazing. It was an amazing, amazing thing. The fact is that people have these moments. Not long, big stretches of lying on a beach doing absolutely nothing. It's not that. It's not hours and hours and hours of partying. It's these moments that are so, so precious, so valuable, are treasures and riches. So they exist. I know they exist. No matter how hard and horrible life can be, these star moments happen to people. And sometimes they happen to people possibly even as a response to everything being hard and horrible. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. So this is what I would say. If you manage to find even just 3 star memories from 2020, just 3, and you sort of look at them, and then you think to yourself, okay, if I had these 3 star moments in 2020, then no matter what happens in 2021, there have to be 3 more star moments waiting for me in that year. 3 prizes, 3 huge lottery wins in the game of life. There have to be. They are out there. There is a future. There might not be the sort of future that we have wanted or dreamed of with yachts and castles on the hill and I don't know what. Only your own zoo, your own Neverland. Those might not come to pass, but there will be star moments. There will be star moments awaiting you, which are those huge lottery wins of life. And they will be there in 2021. And if we can get on board with that, and I believe this from the bottom of my heart, if we can get on board with that and say, yes, I want star events. That's exactly what I want. I want more star experiences. I want to be in a position, in a place where I'm ready for those, where I can head towards those, because those are what I need to evolve, what I need to become, what I was meant to be. And I think that focusing on the 2021 star events is going to be the right thing to do as the final thing on New Year's Eve, as the final spell. I believe that. Yes to the star events. And if you are somewhere where there are fireworks, let those little starry explosions be an affirmation towards that. Star events for me, star events for my children, for my family, that I help other people have those star events if I can, that's a wonderful thing. And it detaches us from all this material nonsense as well, which is great. Absolutely wonderful. I love that. Our lives might well change in 2021 in various ways. But that never means that we can't have more star events. That never means that we do not have an astonishing future where these real lottery wins of life actually take place. Okay, so yeah, now let's have a look at the comments. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got Carol says, I wish that we could be more loving, kind, and caring towards one another. That is a fantastic wish. I put my wish power behind that and say, absolutely, I wish for that too. I really do. Everything works so much better when people are just a little bit more loving towards one another. Really. When will we ever learn? Let's see what Barbara's got here. Barbara says, more sunshine, metaphorically and figuratively speaking. Absolutely, more light. 100%. I wish for more. Oh, God, the sunrise of love. The sunrise of real enlightenment. Don't get me started on enlightenment. Don't get me started on enlightenment. Oh, I could talk for hours on that. Hey, let's see what we got here. Verena says, love the concept of the star moments. Oh, yeah, it is fantastic. It just, it gives us the power back to have these star experiences. It gives us our hope back, our forward future orientation back, our sense of, ooh, my goodness, star experiences are so surprising and we never see them coming. They are real surprises in the true sense of the word. And it has with it an excitement, an energy, like the child on Christmas morning, an innocent child on Christmas morning, rather than some cynical old, I've got everything, I don't need anything else, It's just good for the soul. I think the soul is like very much like a human child. Let's see what else we've got. Denise, more kindness for everyone. Yes. And please let us be sure, kindness doesn't mean belittling people, shouting at people, berating people, pointing out their worst faults to them endlessly, making them wear badges with their worst faults written out in big letters, being critical, being negative, being down snouting and down smurfing. These are very technical terms. Yes, more kindness, please. A lot more kindness. Oh, Roberta, a garden full of wishing elves. Absolutely. One elf per multiple personality that you might have. And, there may be many. Or you could have a troop of elves per multiple personality. There are no limitations in Sanctuary. And the wishing elf is, it's one of those things. Wishing for things to be better is something that we should really do. And I don't really know what happens if you take that wishing thing a little bit more seriously and wish for more and wish for more often and more profound and with more certainty. Okay, guys, yeah, so that was fun. I hope that's given you some good inspiration to do some energy magic on. Of course, you can always tap for all sorts of things. Absolutely. A round of modern energy, a sequence of modern energy tapping for the things that you want more of is also just a lovely thing to do. Something positive, something uplifting. And this brings me then back to saying I am delighted. I am a modern energist. I am delighted that I have a path into the future that makes sense to me. I am delighted that I have the ability to be able to stand up to these negative people who say, oh, you shouldn't wish for anything that you can't have. You should cut your cloth according to your what's his name. If beggars were wishes, horses would run away. All this bullshit of the ages that we've been hammered with. You can't make too many wishes. If you wish for something, you get something horrible instead. We've been hammered with this for ages. And what it has done, it's put a cork in our energy system somewhere. And let's pull out the cork and let the genie out of the bottle. The wishing genie, let it out of the bottle and just wish for stuff. And if we wish for something and it turns out not to be so good, like let's say you wished for a palace like Buckingham Palace, and then you move in and it turns out you hate it because to get to the toilet you have to go, I don't know, nearly half a mile to the West Wing where the toilet is every time. Or there's always people hoovering and running around and bugging you, coming in with cups of tea and all the rest of it. And you find that you don't like it. Fine. So do something else instead. It's not the end of the world. So we've learned something. We learned something about ourselves. Just wish away, wish freely. Wishes like giant white birds coming from you, flying up into the skies to meet the gods if you wish. If you wish. I just love that. That freedom, getting that freedom back, that feeling of freedom in your physical body, which is the opposite of being a slave, of being dominated by the government, of being powerless to do anything, to be anything. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite of that, because when a person does not feel powerless anymore, that person is no longer powerless. They are empowered. And this will come out in their thoughts, in their actions, in the way they behave. So I think that's a bloody brilliant thing. Freedom and playfulness, absolutely. Those that ask don't get. Those that don't ask don't get. So basically, you don't get anything, according to my mum. Yeah, my mum too. And millions of other mums and other dads and other sad fairy tales and so forth where you don't get. Exactly. It's an energy thing. It's a deliberate energy cork to keep the population down. My God, what would happen if we all got to be enlightened? Wishing is a way towards that. See what Serena says. Getting the freedom and the playfulness back. Absolutely, Verena. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more if I had three heads. That's it. Scared, terrorized, powerless, paranoid people is the last thing anybody needs on planet Earth. And even though, the dictators and the tyrants have always tried to make that so. They've always tried to make that so, terrorize people into absolute submission. And it's quite funny. I watched a documentary on the Roman Emperor Caligula the other night, and that was okay. He managed to terrorize everybody, but only for 1,300 days. Then they turned around and stabbed him to death. So it's not really a good way of keeping your population under control, is terrorizing them. Perhaps the politician might hear what I have to say. It makes sense, It seems to work wonderfully, that people are frightened and cowering in their houses and just chewing their nails and self-mutilating. But there comes a tipping point. There comes a tipping point where people have just had enough of it, and then they turn the other way and they become very dangerous. And if you didn't terrorize people in the first place, if you were allowing them to be happier, to factor that in, the people's happiness, how do we make the people happier? Happy people don't make revolutions. It's not difficult. So yeah, guys, all right. Please leave me some more comments if there's something that you'd like me to hear or know or say. I'm going to conclude here for this very last live stream of 2020. And I will admit I've already done this thing of focusing on the best moments of this year, 2020. And to be fair, I was blown away by what I found. And I now have really difficulties as everybody's posting those memes and calling it the Annus Horribilis. And I am so sorry for the many people for whom this year contained moments of deepest sadness and unhappiness. And I wish them with all my heart that they would heal of this and be able once again to not just see the bad things, but to expand their awareness and to become aware of when the moments, the star moments are there, when they are happening, when nature comes to heal you, if you will. Like I saw the sacred writing in the winter trees at my father's funeral. Wow, that's the focus. That's where we should be focusing on, because that's what we need to learn. That's what we need to go towards. That's what we need to understand if we really want to know what it means to be a human being. And please believe me when I say it doesn't mean running around like a headless chicken, chucking Molotov cocktails at each other. That's a sign of stress. Okay, a happy... Carol says, it's high time that we had a ministry of joy. Absolutely 100% agree with you. A ministry of joy. Yes, how to make people happier. It's important if we want to evolve as the human race, to actually start thinking a little bit. Love and logic, people. Okay, so I'm going to wish you the very, very best for the remaining celebrations as we go from the year 2020 into the year 2021. I am hoping that you're going to, I don't know, do something extremely positive, extremely empowering for yourself, for the people that love you, and become, or really stand firm as a beacon of power, freedom, love, at least the attempt to be fearless, to be strong, to be empowered. And that really does mean to be happy. And it does. Our slogan was, your happiness matters. I think it matters more now than it ever has before. And I look forward to what we are going to come up with in the year 2021 to help people find their way out of stress and towards happiness. Thank you so much for having been here with me on this journey. Roberta Ann says, thank you for all occasions you have reminded us to reconnect in the positive moments to make us happier. That's seems to be my life's mission in this incarnation. So I wish you the very best for 2021. Lots of love. And I will see you next year on the other side. Bye for now.